is the plaintiff, Scott DeLemos. He says the defendant was subletting an apartment from his tenant without notifying him, and that's a big no-no. The guy stiffed him on a month's rent, and since his mom's a judge, he thinks he can get away with anything he wants, fair or not. Well, he's here to set the defendant straight and teach him a lesson, because he's sure to win this case and can't wait to see the defendant lose. He's suing for $1,100, the amount he's owed. This is the defendant, Wilfredo Cofield Rivera. He says he was told by the plaintiff's tenant that the landlord knew he was going to be moving in and subletting the place. He was as shocked as anyone when he discovered the plaintiff had no idea about the deal he had with the guy. As far as this case goes, his mom, who is a judge, thinks it's a joke, and he's ready to defend himself here and now. He's accused of squatting.
You're
welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. DeLemos.
Yes, ma'am.
Doing business as DLM Properties. You are suing Wilfredo Cofield Rivera for $1,100 in rent and damage to a bedroom door and wall and cleaning fees. Mr. Rivera, according to you, was a tenant for 1 month in one of your apartments, unbeknownst to you. What is it that happened here?
What happened was that a friend of his, Eric Mena, we had a lease that originated in October of 2009 for a year, and he got relocated to a job in New Jersey, and Will and Eric were best friends, and Eric had been subletting the apartment once to his cousin and once to Will. When he wanted to get out of his lease, he recommended Will as a good person that was willing to take the lease and sign a new lease, actually, and then he would be a good tenant. So I met with Will, and I gave him an application.
Was Will already living there when you met him?
He was already living there.
Okay. Did you know that he was going to be living there?
I knew after an incident that happened in the building that Will was there. I have my maintenance person here who also can verify
Okay,
that.
but you learned after the fact that Will was living there.
I learned after
Correct?
the fact.
Okay,
Correct.
so you did not give permission for Will to live there.
That's correct.
Did the lease that you have with Eric say anything about subletting?
Yes, it did.
What did it say?
It said that I need to get permission to sublet the apartment.
All right. And did he have your permission?
I didn't know that anybody was
So
living
the answer is no.
Right.
All right. Now, what was the incident that happened? Who was the gentleman who's with you?
George Alvarado is my maintenance supervisor.
Okay, can you come on up? What was the incident that happened that you brought to his attention?
It was at 3 a.m. in the morning. Somebody was banging. I think it was a family related to him. They was banging on the door. I came out, told them that they had to leave the premises, and they just kept banging. I told them I was going to call the cops. That's when they left.
Okay, when you say you think it was a family member related to him, what led you to that conclusion?
It was the mother, the mother, and the father of the female, which was his cousin, I think it is.
So did they kick the door in?
No.
No.
They just kept banging,
All right.
banging.
So you hear about that, and then you get upset.
Well, I hear about it, then I contact Eric, who had the lease, and I wanted to know what the situation was, and that's when I found out that he had been subletting the apartment to Will to help pay the rent while he was gone.
So then what happens? You meet with Will?
So I meet with Will, and we met on the 23rd of February. I give him an application, and then a week later, we meet on March 1st, and he gives me the application. We talk about the rent. He agrees to the rent at $700 a month.
So you meet with him, and he's going to take over. Do you hand him a lease to sign?
No. He wanted to sign the lease right away, and we have been going back and forth since the beginning of March. We exchanged probably 90 text messages and 19 phone calls to the fact that he agrees that he wants to pay the rent, he wants to sign a lease, and that he knows that there's damage to the apartment. I found out about the damage to the apartment around the 24th of...
Now, what's the damage, though? Is it from the
He was living there, and he supposedly locked his keys into the bedroom. And
it doesn't even have anything to do with this other family that was banging on the door?
No, that has nothing to do.
Okay, so go ahead. What was the damage?
That was just kind of verification that Will had been living there since the beginning of February.
So what was the damage?
The damage was that he kicked in the bedroom door, totally destroyed the door, and caused damage to the back wall.
An interior door?
An interior door going from the living room into the bedroom.
Even with that, you're ready to lease to the guy?
Well, he said he was going to pay for it.
Okay, well, that works, right? Did he? No.
No.
What is the month that we're talking about, by the way?
We're talking about the month of March.
March. And then what ends up happening? He doesn't sign a lease and he doesn't stay.
No, we wind up going back and forth for the whole month of March until the 24th. So finally, on the 24th of March, he says, well, I'm not going to take the apartment. Now we've gone almost a whole month, and he says he was going to get his stuff out of the apartment. He's already telling me, and I already have I have the emails all transcribed, and I have them still on my phone, that he knows he's responsible for the rent, he wants to pay the rent, and he wants to be able to pay for the damages.
Okay. But he didn't.
But he didn't.
And here we are. All right. Now, one of the things you say in your complaint is that he is he's the son of a judge. How did you find that out?
Well, he told me his mother was a judge. And
Okay. All right. Wilfredo Cofield Rivera, what's going on? Tell me your side of all this.
All right. Well, my friend Eric was going to college in Connecticut at UHart, and then he was living off campus in this apartment, and he had applied for a job the summer previous to be a longshoresman in New Jersey. And during one of the semesters, he got a call and he got the job. So he moved back home to be making good money. So he knew I was looking for apartments, and he was like, well, since you're going to do me a favor, I'll do you a favor. I'll pay for February and March, and then you pay after that.
So you move in there with him or no?
No.
Oh, he was gone. All right,
No, he's
so
gone.
you're there in February, you pay him the rent.
No, he paid February and March for me.
he
That's
paid
what he said.
February and
That was the agreement between us.
Okay.
And he told me that he had notified the landlord.
Not so much.
I didn't know that. I was
As
under.
it turns out,
Yeah.
okay.
He told me he had notified him that he was in, like, I was gonna be living there, whatever. And then one day I got a phone call, and I guess there was a noise complaint.
And what was that about? Who were the people banging on
No,
the door?
this is a separate occasion.
Oh,
This
it's
is-
another occasion?
Yeah.
What you
this
got
is-
going on there,
This is what
man?
I'm talking about.
Well,
So
first of all, who were was that your cousin and her parents?
No, that was my girlfriend's parents.
Yeah, that sounded that way. All right,
Yeah.
so it was your girlfriend and
And
your
they
girlfriend.
had gotten in an altercation because she came down from Jersey to come see me, and I guess she didn't let them know. And they were mad, whatever, so they came down and wanted to talk to her. And they were just
At 3 in the morning?
I don't know, the crazy Spanish people, I guess.
Yeah, I know just how they are, those crazy Spanish people. All right.
Yeah.
So if a tenant finds a substitute tenant who can pay the rent, can a landlord legally say, no, you can't bring that person in?
You know what, if you're not discriminating against somebody based on, like, let's say their race or their gender or their age, then I don't see why not. If it was contractually agreed to, then you can say no. Because
So the landlord can say no, period, unless it's based on race. What do you think?
I agree.
You agree? That's simple. Okay, I'll buy that. Going inside the courtroom.
So they came, and she left with them, and they were, like, banging on the door or whatever. I didn't go outside because I didn't want an altercation or get into it, you know what I'm saying? So I just avoided the whole situation at all.
All right,
So,
in any event, tell me about the
Eric had-
noise altercation that ended up bringing you to
All right,
his...
so Eric called me and said, somebody called his mom and said there was a noise problem. So I was like, well, it could have been one of my days off. Maybe I was being loud and I was ready to go out, and I'm really sorry. And then he told me that the landlord wanted him to buy out his lease because of the complaint. So I said, I'll give him a call, whatever, and I gave him a call.
Okay, but
Then I'll
did you
sign-
talk to him about staying there? Because you're already living there. That's where you're living. So did you talk to him about staying there and paying rent and all that?
Yeah, that's when he said, well,
Did you tell him that you would pay him rent for the month of March? No?
afterwards,
Or yes?
after everything happened, because he texted me and said, well, you were there for a month. I need you to pay that. I'm like, all right, I'll pay it.
All right, what happened with the door, with the bedroom door?
I had locked my keys in the door, and I was rushing to get to work, and I don't want to be late. And the other side, there was two, like, entrances to the house. And the other entrance was locked, too, so I just, like, nudged it in, and it came off the hinges, to be honest.
Oh. And then you said you'd pay that, but you didn't pay that either.
No, I didn't pay that.
All right, so what's the deal? What's your defense?
Well, one, I didn't have a written contract or at least binding me by law to pay him, one. And two, he allowed me to stay there. And three, I was told by Eric that he was paying for February and March. So how do I know that Eric didn't pay him already and he's trying to double dip, you know?
Okay.
Being serious.
One, where did you get the notion that if you haven't signed a written lease, you don't have to pay rent? Please tell me you didn't get that from your mother, the judge, because that cannot be.
I'm just,
Did you? Because that just cannot be.
okay,
All right? You can have an oral agreement to pay rent.
okay.
Okay. Two, the fact that the guy didn't drag you out by your hair doesn't mean that you don't have to pay rent. What do you mean he let you stay there? He couldn't even get an eviction going in that quickly, and he had no reason to get an eviction going because you said, he looked at you, he thought, yeah, well, you know what? He seems like a nice man. I met him as he meets you. He's ready to give you a lease, even though you busted the door down, have people knocking on the door, the girlfriend's family trying to get the girlfriend out of there at 3 in the morning. And I don't know what was so attractive about you, but he apparently loved you and could just eat you right up and wanted you as a tenant to sign a lease. So no, of course he let you stay. And three, when you talk about double dipping, because Eric, oh, how do I know he did? But that's between you and Eric. okay? And if you feel that this is something that Eric owes you, go sue Eric over it. But he's not going to end up eating it. What's the $100 for cleaning fee?
Well, he argued with the fact that Eric was helping him out by allowing him to meet me, get the apartment, and he left him some items in the apartment. And
Okay, but why wouldn't Eric have to pay that $100 cleaning fee? Why him? Like,
well,
are you going after Eric?
He left a microwave, he left him a bed, he left him some others, miscellaneous items in the apartment that he could use, some dishes, but he felt like he wasn't going to use it anymore. He didn't have any need for it, and he just left it in the apartment. So we had.
Why did you decide not to take the place?
Because I lost my job, actually. So I moved home for a little bit, and I got another job. So.
All right.
But I did. I actually took out the microwave and the plates and all that stuff out of the apartment.
What was it you left behind?
Just a mattress, because if Eric's moving out, it's not my job to make sure.
Did Eric leave you the mattress?
He left it there.
For you?
I don't. He never said I'm leaving this for you.
You were there February and March. What were you sleeping on? That mattress?
Yeah.
Okay. $1,100 verdict for the plaintiff. Good luck, folks. But I can't help it because I'm so curious. What'd your mom say about all this?
She just said that she went along with the thing was saying, like, I didn't have a contract. That's what she said.
Meaning fight it? Or meaning really that you weren't going to end up having to pay this? She doesn't really think that you weren't going to have to pay this.
Yeah, she did.
Okay. All right. Good luck.
All right.
Oh boy, you're in trouble when Mom hears about this. Come on in here. What's going to happen when she gets hold of you?
She's probably going to laugh at it, honestly.
Why?
Because
didn't she advise? Didn't you think you were going to win based on the stuff that she had told you?
You never know. It's court, you know?
All right, so you'll still be able to stay at home?
Yeah, of course.
All right, okay. All right, right down this way. All right. All right, so come on in here. What's your reaction to the outcome of this case?
I think it's great. I think we got what we deserved. I felt like we gave a young man an opportunity to get an apartment, and it just, kind of fell by the wayside just because of, I don't know what kind of attitude he had.
Attitude, thank you.
Yeah.
Tell me about what was going down with him. What do you think?
I just felt like it was a sense of entitlement, and he, and in the sense that you could basically be given an opportunity to get an apartment and feel like you don't have to pay any rent and just stay there for a month and cause damages to the apartment. And we text back and forth for quite a number of weeks.
That's not entitlement. That's something else.
It's a whole nother.
Harvey.
Okay, you know what? A lot of tenants think when somebody comes in and sublets the apartment, the original tenant is off the hook. That is generally not the case. A lot of these leases say that the landlord can hold the original tenant responsible through the term of the lease for what the subtenant screws up.